G'day folks, here's my appreciation video of bands looking tough. G'day folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a viewer suggested video. This one was suggested by Alex, Cam and Doc. I was hanging out with them at a joint birthday party we were at pretty recently, and after many a beer, you could say, they expressed their appreciation for my videos where I hold up the record cover and show the band posing or whatever, and when I say the band looking tough or looking evil or whatever. So they suggested that I make a whole video of that, so here we are. What the hell. So this is going to be a look at some of the more classic bands. Yeah, this is a daunting task, you could say, because there's a lot of band photos out there. Bloody hell. I decided not to go through my whole collection and just pull each record out, because that'd probably take a while, and my CDs as well, of course. So, yeah, I already had plenty in mind. Don't get me wrong. There's some obvious ones, but yeah, I also want to thank Black Death Nostalgia Facebook group that I'm in, because I pinched half of these photos from you guys, so cheers. But yeah, and you may think I'm taking the piss out of some of these photos, and I am, but I also do appreciate it. Well posed, tough looking photo. There's many out there, that's for sure. I mean, there's a heap of bands that didn't really make the cut, I've got to say. Bands that I love, and don't get me wrong, this is not necessarily bands that I like or dislike or whatever. It is just band photos that I like. So, like stuff like Bolt Thrower's not in here because they're just blokes and chillers standing around looking tough. Oh, not looking tough, more to the point. There's no like aggro looks on their faces or anything. So yeah, this is an appreciation of bands trying to look particularly tough. Not just standing there, just, blank expression, the usual metal sort of style. This is actively trying to look like they're pretty cool. As part of this, I'm gonna go through a couple of the various types of the standard tropes that are used in metal photos. We'll have a bit of appreciation of that. There'll be some honourable mentions. I mean, there'll be a good batch of all really good ones, and there'll be some fails as well. So I'll do those towards the end just for a laugh. Again, not taking the piss out of these bands totally. Oh yeah, I am. So yeah, well. One thing I'll explain is, for starters, I'm trying to minimise the amount of black metal, so because honestly, they're probably going to win every category. This isn't really a competition, but yeah, I've decided to avoid some of the more recent ones at any rate. And as part of that, one band I'm not considering, even though they're classics, yeah, Immortal. They would. This whole video could be Immortal. Amusing photos of them, so I've decided, no, Immortal, that's it, sorry boys, you're out. And I've also, I have rules for this, so it has to be a band photo, not just like individual photos. It has to be the whole band looking kind of tough, so I've already ruled out, Merciful Fate, or King Diamond as well, and Candle Massacres. They've got the boys up the front that are looking pretty bloody tough, but the rest of the band just stand around looking bored or normal, so sorry, not in that. But one band that I will put in, they didn't make it into the best category, is Obituary. I'll put up some pics of them because they were looking pretty bloody tough. I do appreciate this hanging one but I was a bit peeved. Their bloody nooses aren't tight enough. God, get some continuity there, boys. Plus, they're not actually looking tough, they're just sort of looking dead. So, yeah, Obituary aren't too bad from that point of view. Let's just flick to the next Obituary. There's the classic Coffins one where they're lying around, again, looking dead, not looking particularly tough. I do appreciate this one standing in front of the fire. That's a classic. Except for the fact the guy on the right wearing bloody crop top, Suicidal Tendencies crop top for some weird reason, kind of spoils the fun. So I'm gonna point out the pure toughness of Trevor Peres, a rhythm guitarist, has been there the whole time, I think. Especially all these sort of 90s or late 80s ones before he had his dirty great big beard. He's just, yeah, scary looking. Those eyes, haunting, you could say. So, obituary overall, don't get in here because the rest of them are just blokes standing around. But Trevor, I appreciate your work, mate. You're a classic. So, the other solo guy that I'll do as well is Wino. He's from The Obsessed and was in St. Vitus for a while as well. And as you can see, he's a surly looking guy. I did actually run into him once at an airport after an MDF. I was flying out somewhere and they were flying back home, so did a quick little fanboy chat. And yeah, he was quite a pleasant guy to tell the truth, but far out he looks scary in the bloody photos. Good work, mate. So yeah, that's essentially the rules. Minimal black metal. It's got to be a band photo, and you got to look tough. All right, first type that we're going to do is arms folded. It's a classic one, as you can see in this Pestilence ones. Boys looking pretty bloody tough. A couple of folded arms, pretty evil. And I do appreciate old Martin in the middle. He's a damn fine tough guy looking one. So yeah. So yeah, they continue on. Mortician, bit of double arm action there. It was a bit tricky trying to get everyone in the band. I'm guessing that there are a lot of pro photographers out there that probably just say, yeah, not everyone should have their arms crossed. And yeah, Will's guns look better in that one anyway. So Morbid Angel boys, we've got 3 out of them. We've got good old Dave Vincent, no shirt as per usual. So 301, not bad, getting up there. Got Entombed boys. We got 3 arms out and some in the pockets action. So it does look kind of bloody cold there. And I tell you what, Uffy in a lot of those old Entombed ones, he probably should have got a solo award as well. He's got the tough look, the evil eye about him. I appreciate it. But then yes, I finally found. It took me a while. I finally found. All arms crossed. We got December Flower, whoever the hell they are. Aeon, Swedish, I don't know, sort of tech death band, I think. I appreciate that one. Not a fan of Wallet Chains, but well, it's what we can work with. And of course, Tormentor, looking pretty bloody tough in the graveyard. So bonus points for sitting on graves or leaning against them. So yeah, good old 5-way arm cross. Love it. Next up is the grapefruit, as I call it, or the invisible oranges, or the claw, whatever the hell you want to call it. As you can see, Abruptum, Swedish weirdo black metal dudes. Getting it going pretty good there, I appreciate that one. And then we've got very old Catatonia, they don't look like that anymore, so I'm not sure, I think that's Blackheim down there. Clawing away. And then the Mighty Sodom, and I'll put you out of your misery now. There won't be any more Sodom in this video. I've got them saved for the next one, I think. So couldn't find good enough quality versions of these photos. And for now, apologies if any of these look absolute dog shit on big screen. But there isn't a really handy, well, not that I know of, a handy repository of high def photos of bands from 40 years ago. So it's a bit of a shame, but I do appreciate this Sodom one. That's a classic. But of course, the masters of the evil grapefruit action is Niflheim from Sweden. Yeah. That singer, far out. He's the master. Again, these guys are a bit too much for this video, I think. And again, I couldn't find really amazing quality one other than this one. That's gold. Absolute gold, that photo. So, yeah, Grapefruit Masters. It's a very classic pose, as you will see. The next classic pose is what I call the groin protector. You're a suffocation, perfectly displaying how to do it, other than Josh in the middle, bloody slacker. So yeah, that's the whole hands crossed over your groin. I don't think it's really groin protection, but yeah, it's a classic pose. As you can see, the Massacre, they've got the 2 groin protectors and the arms folded. It's pretty advanced work. Autopsy, and again, Autopsy aren't in this because they don't look tough in their photos. Like, I'll give Steve Cutler, Eric's brother, he looks a bit gnarly in some of their pictures, but most of them are just them standing there. Again, one of my favourite bands. But I just figure they're probably all stoned as buggery or pissed as newts. But here they are doing the 4-way groin protection. So love your work, boys. The next classic look is the old hair over the face one, which I think kind of rules you out of being in the bands looking tough category, because you got to be able to see their eyes. Got to have that gruff look. But yeah, this is still a classic sort of pose. As you can see, Macabre End, or I think they became God Macabre. They had it down pat. The Swedes, I don't know, there must be something in those young Swedes, because yeah, they did it. There's like classic Merciless one. There's also Necrophobic, and there are a batch more of this sort of style. It even made its way across to England. There's My Dying Bride looking somewhat silly, I assume, on a photo shoot for probably their Symphonaire video clips. It's another classic look. Good old Sepultura. They pioneered it pretty well too in the old days. I always appreciate that photo. Gyro T, as he's known on there, looks particularly tough in that one, so good work. One of my favourite poses is one called the Milk Crates. This is the classic arms out the front. As you can see, Deicide, they are the masters of it. Yeah, true champs. Yeah, it kind of helps if they're clenching their fists, but that's still pretty impressive, I reckon. Sinister, as you can see, they had some skills as well. But I think Vital Remains, they're looking pretty bloody good for this competition at the moment. That's some quality tough guy stances. Incantation back in the day when they had Will Rama from Mortician, so that's always a bonus. But Will's looking particularly milk cratey in that one, so nice work, fella. And good old Pestilence again, Martin Van Drunen looking tough as hell. It doesn't help that he's like 8 foot tall, but looks particularly nasty most of the time. But yeah, that's some quality milk crate love. Great work. And here we'll just show a couple of combo ones of all the categories that they've done well. Here's Suffocation yet again. 3 groins, 2 arm folds. Love your work. Carcass, these guys, wow. They didn't make it in the looking particularly tough guy one. They may be in the fail one, let's put it that way. But here, they're doing pretty good. There's like 2 arm folds. We've got a groin protector. And then we've got good old Amot on the end with rarely used one that I didn't cover this one. The old, hello boys, look at my groin frost action. So I appreciate that one, Carcass. Good work, lads. I think I used to have that poster on my wall for a while, actually, as a youth. And then we've got good old Morbid Angel. It's a very photogenic band. They will be coming up in the best of, believe me. But here we've got some classic stuff. We've got a couple of milk crates. Brunel on the far right there. He's got kind of the combination of the milk crates and the zombie kind of hands that I kind of like. Trey with the sunnies on and the folded arms, but Pete kind of spoiling it. Old hands in the pocket, not looking particularly tough. Yeah, sorry mate, not quite. And I think we're ending with good old Master and Mr. Speckman on the left there. He almost made it into the solo one. He's got some quality poses over the years. But yeah, here he's milk crating a bit. Got a groin protection in the middle, and then some quality arms crossed. Look at my big guns and tattoos from old mate on the right. So good old Master. Alright, now we move on to the best ones. These are my favourite ones of the classic sort of era. I can envision a couple more of these videos in future if you guys enjoy this one, so let me know in the comments. Because yeah, this is stupid but fun. So yeah, this is all alphabetical because I've got to flick through these on my screen there, so it's probably easier if I do it that way. Plus it's not ranked. There's no way I could rank these really. These are just stone cold classics, you could say. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, first up we have the Mighty Armoured Angel, Canberra Death Metal Legends. Love these guys, saw them live a heap of times, always like to gloat about that. They were particularly good with their visuals. This is the second lineup that they had. It was quite a different band for the very first Baptism of Blood demo, but from this one onwards, Wings of Death, they had the green luck green combo that was bloody killer. So yeah, this is their first demo, Wings of Death. Honestly, yeah, I'm going to show like a few photos and then build up to the best one that I reckon. This one, I still find this photo really kind of weird. Like Matt on the right, he looks like Matt did at the time. But the two other guys, they look like, I don't know, like Joel on the left looks like he's about 60 in that photo. He's like 20 or something. Maybe it's the lack of beard, I don't know, but he just looks weird. And Lucy in the middle never really looked like that either. I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but not a huge fan of that one. I mean, the demo itself is friggin' killer, but that photo, nah, kind of weird. This next one, this is their cover of Stigmata, their first sort of EP. So the third release of this lineup. This is a bloody good one. I appreciate this one. You got the whole, Stigmatas on Joel at the front there. Lucy with the big fan of like bullet belt armbands, not just around the waist. That's good stuff. Matt looks pretty tough. Can see a bit of bullet belt action on him. So yeah, that's going along there. But my favourite one by far is this one. This is the Communion cover. Their second demo of that lineup. It's just tough as hell, well lit from above. Joel looks tough as hell with his hand on the Bible, which I hope is a satanic Bible, no doubt. Lucy holding the cup. You got that upside down cross. I don't actually know what the hell Matt's holding there, but something evil. I assume it's the bread from the communion side of things. But yeah, they're just alright. So well done shot. Can't go wrong with that band logo as well, but yeah, that's a classic. So that's my winner for Armored Angel. Legend band. Up next, we have the Mighty Blasphemy, all the way from Canada. No way these guys weren't going to be in here, because I'm pretty sure they are actually bloody tough. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of these guys smiling or anything, so yeah, always in character. So yeah, we'll start with this one, because it's obviously pretty old, based on the little caption down the bottom, so 1988. Yeah. Quality bit of bullet belt action going on there, bit of corpse paint. Caller of the Storms he's too tough for all of this. He's just got his Slayer shirt on, that'll do. So yeah, quality bit of graveyard action, and as you would know, these guys, it's probably all Ross Bay Cemetery or whatever it is, because yeah, they're always there. Not many times they got chased away by local people. Yeah, here's another one, probably around the same vintage, I'd say. Bit of gas mask action, double bloody bullet belts, and some evil claw action. Mate, you can't go wrong with this sort of stuff. Sitting on a grave. Beautiful work. This next one, this one almost won it for me, to tell the truth. I'm sure you know what my classic actual winner will be, but this one, you got your fire breathing. It's always a bloody good look. More bullet belts. Caller's white shoes. Well, I don't know about that. That points off for that one, unfortunately. But massive points for old mate on the right, because that look at his face. I'm hoping I can zoom in on it a bit. It looks tough as hell. So I appreciate that. And these guys are still going strong. Here's a more recent picture of them. Skulls up the wazoo. We've got bloody bullet belts, chains, heaps of shit. They're tough guys. And here's probably the most recent picture I think I've seen of them. You got like grenades in there and gas mask again, and yeah, old tough looking dudes, upside down cross. Can't go wrong. But the winner that we all knew was coming. Again, this is possibly not the toughest one, because it is them sitting on a couch, and it does have a slight bit of ridiculousness about it. But man, I love that picture. It's fucking awesome. Boots up on the coffee table. I'm surprised there aren't like 600 beer bottles on the table or anything. There's a tube of something I'm not quite sure I want to know. But yeah, that's the wood paneling. Just tacky. I love that the couch looks so sort of tacky and yeah, not very evil. But yeah, that's definitely the winner for me. Old mate singer, I can never remember his name. Looks particularly tough in that one. Yeah. And of course, Impetigo managed to take the piss out of it. I'm not sure if they ever played together. I wouldn't be surprised. They're both sort of similar vintage in their heydays. So yeah, I do very much like the Impetigo silly one. One of them holding a rather massive looking bong, and yeah, a bit of gas mask action as well. So there's definitely always appreciated. But yeah, you can't go past that couch pick. Bloody awesome. Up next, and all the way from Brooklyn, is the mighty Carnivore. Yeah, this is Pete Steele's band before Typo Negative, of course. Somewhat photogenic bunch, these ones as well. They're very tough-looking Brooklyn boys. Yeah, this first pig, Pete holding the friggin' lead pipe or whatever the hell it is. He looks bloody tough, but old mate on the right there is got that look of a likely lad, you could say. Again, probably around, that might be a slightly later vintage, but them in a butchery, just looking like idiots. Not particularly tough, but impressive. But, and I'm sure you'll know where I'm going with this, they did, I don't know if it's like several photo shoots or just the one, but they did a batch of, and I apologies for the quality of these pics. I don't think they're going to come through particularly well because I couldn't really find any great quality ones. Yeah, this is the boys dressed up as, like, thermonuclear warriors, I guess. I think someone's seen Mad Max 2 a few too many times, but yeah, they look particularly good in this. The second one where they're, got good weapons. I do appreciate that, it's probably them just running around the bush somewhere in bloody Long Island looking like idiots. But I appreciate the effort that they went to, especially the one with the water in the background. You can see Pete's holding just like a giant wrench. It's not even like an axe or anything. It's just, I'm going to club you to death with my wrench. They're just beautiful shots. So my winner will be the last one where they're holding all the weapons together, just because old mate on the left, whose name I can't remember, looks particularly tough. Pete looks pretty grim. I just thought Pete could have been the good bad guy in Highlander. He's got a similar look to old Clancy. So yeah, that's easily a winner. None of the Typo they had some alright shots in the early days when it was pretty much just straight after Carnivore, but yeah, their later ones were not tough particularly whatsoever. But I don't think that was the market they were going for. But Carnivore it definitely was. Great work. I'd love to have better quality version of these shots. Alright, next up we have the legends themselves, Celtic Frost, also Hellhammer I suppose. This whole video could have been Celtic Frost photos, and I mean I'm pretty sure Tom put out a book of it. I'm really got to track that down sometime. After his autobiography where he just whinged about noise records the whole time, I'm not sure I want to read too much more of his stuff, but if it's pictures of them looking tough, count me in. So yeah, we'll go through the various eras of Celtic Frost, because it's not always a good story, you could say. But yeah, early days, this is the very first lineup, as you can see from the caption. So Tom looking, evil eyes, looking pretty evil. Martin just, that man could not take a bad photo. Every time he's just, crazy, psycho as always. And old Isaac, must have been the original drummer, I'm guessing, for a brief period. Looking pretty staunch. I appreciate that. Got some studs, upside down crosses, and all sorts of shit going on there, so I love that one. Same lineup again. Once again, drawn to Martin. Dude. He's a maniac. He just, every single pose. None better posing than Martin, I don't reckon. Maybe a Bath, but Martin's up there, and I'm sure a Bath probably stole most of his looks from Martin anyway, so another classic. Then we move on. We've got Reed and Mark in the band now, so the hair's getting a little bigger, but so he looks, it's probably as tough as Reed's ever going to look in that one, but Tom's still looking pretty bonzer. I like the black eyes, looking pretty evil, and Martin with that widow's peak. Oh, it's just got that classic sort of, 30s Universal horror movie sort of look to it. It's killer. Then we move on to, I think this is Pandemonium sort of era, so, no Martin, unfortunately. What's that guy's name? Dominic or something or other. He looks, the hairs are getting bigger in this one, but Tom still looks like the tough riff lord that he is, so it's good enough. I'm not sure if that's the era when he had that giant helmet. That would have been... That looked bloody killer. But, still pretty good, but, now the wheels are coming off. I don't know what's going on there. We've got that terrible frilly sort of shirt that Paul Martin's wearing. He still looks sort of tough, but no, it doesn't really. Tom's jacket's like, ugh, what the hell? And Reed just looks like he's from some, 80s friggin' Duran Duran video or something or other with his scarf and, yeah. Not my favourite era, but look, it gets worse as well. I assume this is a similar sort of photo shoot, but Tom with those glasses on and, yeah, no. Not a great look, but as I said, it definitely gets worse. This is Cold Lake era, and yeah, no. We're not going to stay on this one too long. It's, yeah, not good. Aside from the fact, guy on the left really probably shouldn't have his shirt off. It's not the best look, but anyway. So, our actual winner, all the way back to Hellhammer, I'd say. Yes, just look at it. Tom with a bit of grapefruit action. He's got, for some reason, bloody handcuffs on his belt. Lots of leather. His black eyes looking evil. Stephen Priestley, he's got that kind of that look of a drunken German guy, but I appreciate that. He was milk crating pretty well there, but look at Martin in that. Far out, just feral. Just pure evil. That's definitely a winner, but again, there's like hundreds, thousands probably to choose from of Frost. Photographer's Dream. Up next we have Dismember from Sweden. Yeah, they started well. Like, I appreciate the Fred looking particularly fierce in this picture. They're obviously pretty young, so that's a good one. Then we move on to their, slight bit of corpse. I wouldn't say corpse paint. It is like makeup to make them look dead. Slightly different. I appreciate that, and the whole holding the bloody heart. I'm guessing that was a runner-up for this competition. Then, yeah, I don't know what's going on with David Blomqvist and his, he's obviously psycho. He's got his Suicidal's outfit on, kills the vibe of any of the tough guy, posing that they do in any of the photos from that era. It's, it makes me laugh quite well. So I'd say it was just him taking the piss, having a fun time. He's obviously a Suicidals fan, but quite reminds me of some locals. This is a classic shot of Fred from, I think one of their film clips. I can't remember which one, but yeah, him as Jesus. He's having a fun time, so just thought I'd throw that in there. It's not quite a proper one, but yeah, this photo shoot from here on is my favourite sort of look. This is the back cover of Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. You got like bullet belts, blood all over them, upside down cross, plus, what do you got, 3 milk crates going on there? It's appreciated, boys. This is another one from the same sort of era, and yeah, old mate on the right having sneakers on and still covered in blood. Yeah, nah, not quite. Sorry, mate. The other guys got their shiny leather pants that always just make me smile, really. They look alright on stage, but when you see people wearing them at gigs, yeah, no, what are you doing, mate? It's marginally disappointing that the 2 boys in the background have got their shirts on. It's like, probably should have all gone in for it, but fair enough. I do like that stance as well. It's a shot of Catatonia, completely unrelated, but except for the fact that for some reason they used to post all these tour photos of them doing the splits like this. I'm not sure if it was a Dismember just in general, or it's probably a type that I should have done earlier on in the video of blokes not quite doing the splits, but very wide apart legs. It's a classic sort of look. So yeah, I think it was. I know Catatonia are big Dismember fans, so I think it was a bit of a tribute, but anyway. Back to Dismember, and yeah, this is the winner for me. It's same photo shoot. I just think Fred just looks particularly nasty in that one. They're all looking pretty damn tough. So, yeah. Kind of love a bit of good use of blood, although old mate on the right looks a bit too smeared on him. But anyway, Fred looking tough. Alright, a bit of black metal did sneak in. Here's Empowered Nazarene from Finland. I'm not sure if this was the whole band back then, but I do very much like this photo. It's one of the better fire-breathing ones. Then we move on to these ridiculous sort of era from their Sado, what is it? sadomasochistic whore or whatever the hell that EP's called. Just them looking pretty damn evil with the old corpse paint, but the fact they're like staring intently at a baby's pram for holding up a pentagram, that's just gold. So ridiculous, but so good. Here's another one from the first album era, which is pretty much where most of these are from. Yeah. Oh, look at old mate on the left. He's just scary looking. It's very rare that corpse paint makes me sort of go, ugh. These guys, they did it alright. I assume that's Mika, the singer down below, with chained up with looking a bit bloody sus as per usual, his tongue out. But this one was always the winner for me. It's just slightly ridiculous. There's very few. There's a lot of weapons photos out there, but there's very few with guns actually. Most things people have an axe or a sword or a dagger or whatever, but I appreciate the rifle action there. You've got Mika with his gas mask on. Apparently it looks like he's about to pull a pin on a grenade. Old mate sitting down, sculling his Jack Daniels, and sort of weird guy with his beret in the background. But yeah, that's a band look. I mean, they've all got sunnies on, so you can barely even see them. But that's still a band looking tough to me, I reckon. Alright, here we go. The Mighty Morbid Angel. There's a lot of photos to choose from than these guys. This first one, this era, there's a heap of different ones from that shot. Or that sort of shoot. So, but yeah, this one's probably my more favourite, I reckon. We got double arm cross. It's good work. This is obviously their blue jeans era. Trey looks pretty crazed over on the right. It's a good pose, but Pete's the winner on this one for me. He's got the kind of the zombie look, the kind of grapefruity hands, but I don't know. It's a quality shot, I'll give him that. But yeah, David looks a bit posery, unsurprisingly. This next era, this is the quality era for me. I love obviously went to a proper studio for this one. I like all the trees. It definitely has an Evil Dead vibe to it, or Evil Dead 2 vibe to it, even with what's his name, Trey appearing to hold his, evil possessed hand, maybe. I don't know. I like that. And Vincent with his hand down is pretty classy looking, but I mean, the highlight, the studded codpiece, really. Who are we kidding? It's just classic. This next shot is obviously the same shoot, but I don't know, it's slightly odd. It looks like Pete Sandoval's wearing like eyeliner in that shot. Maybe it's just his hair, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, we're moving to modern, more recent stuff, and yeah, the magic ain't quite there. You got like Trey on the right with his big hair, looks like a Vidal Sassoon ad or something. You got old mate on the left that, what's his band, Miss Grog or whatever they're called. He looks reasonably tough, and the drummer in the short guy, he looks quite tough. I'll give him that. But yeah, Dave Vincent with the Kiss Army badge. And that Flavor Saver terrible bloody facial hair thing, he just looks constipated. So, not a winner that one, but here is the winner. I'm sure you'll probably recognise this one. This is legendary. I'm pretty sure I had this on my wall as well as a youth, so yeah. I mean, how can you go wrong with like scantily clad women pouring at the boys? It's yeah, so ridiculous, but really awesome, really. It's a classic for a reason, but yeah, that's my winner for Morbid Angel, and sort of, yeah, it encompasses their usual style. It's slightly ridiculous, but also bloody awesome. Now we move on to the Mighty Mortician. Now, this is usually a two or three piece band. Obviously, Will Rama is the tougher looking member of this. Sorry, Roger. And yeah, so he does a hell of a lot of good individual photos that don't quite count for this sort of thing, so I'll hold these up because fortunately all the scans I could find were particularly shit, so I might actually have to get my old scanner out and scan these ones in to make them more useful. So it takes a damn good solo picture, and of course there's the classic gun ones with the the movie posters in the background. There's also this, he stands out in this incantation one where it was back in the brief period he was an incantation. Look how tough he looks, far out. that's some quality arm folding there. That's a good one. But as far as actual both the band looking tough, I'll hold this one up because it's better quality than the actual online version I could get. I appreciate this one. You got some quality folded arms. You got Roger with his bloody Darth Vader shirt on. He's a big Star Wars fan. You got some weird dragony altar-y thing and some candles and skulls, and yeah, that's pretty bloody good winner one. I'm appreciative of that one. Then there are this one and the next one. I'll show them both at the same time. I suspect they're sort of composite ones because if you have a look at them, Roger doesn't actually move. Either he's a very still guy in the studio, or I think Will might have been superimposed over the top of it. But at any rate, they're tough as hell. I'll give them that. But the winner for my book, and yeah, I'll hold this one up because the downloaded version. This is from the House by the Cemetery. Don't know how well that's going to come out, but I just love that one so much. It's not particularly tough, like, you know, Roger doesn't look too bad and he's like flanny and whatnot, but the fact that Will is standing on someone's grave is just... I mean, he does look pretty bloody tough as well. He's got a full bit of milk crate action, got the, you know, leather vest on, so he looks pretty bloody tough, but just standing on the grave is just... or the headstone or whatever is beautiful. Up next we have Possessed, all the way from San Francisco. Now these guys, I gotta say, I think they were better on their solo pictures. As you can see, this gigantic upside down cross is just beautifully ridiculous. I think that's Jeff holding it. I'm not sure if those was actually on fire or if those flames... Oh no, it does. If you look at the next picture where they're also got it, does look actually on flames, or on fire, so good work. And yeah, we've got more quality solo action with 2 chainsaws, not one, but 2 chainsaws. I couldn't find actually that many really good band photos of them. This one's pretty bloody good with a nice cross and a bit of fake blood and a good sickle, but I think we'll go with this one as the main winner. They look particularly raucous kind of lads. They're obviously pretty young. I mean, look at Larry on the right there. He's just looks about 12. He kind of slightly spoils the picture there, but yeah, no, that's a great shot. Looking pretty bloody aggro. Love your work, boys. Up next are US black metal legends Profanatica. There's no way they weren't going to be in this list. So we started with the early days, the Weeping in Heaven sort of era. We've got some quality grapefruit action going on there, a bit of slightly bodgy corpse paint, but old mate on the right's got a pretty bloody good stare about him, looking dead at the camera. I appreciate that one, putting in some effort. This next one, this nearly won actually the competition for me. You probably already know which one did win it. It's, yeah, special. This one's pretty friggin' killer. They look bloody feral as hell, that one. I don't know, it's up there in the whole rankings, I reckon. It's bloody killer. This is like, I think his solo band, Jehovah Backwards. Honestly, I can never quite take that photo seriously. The corn or whatever the field that he's standing in, it looks too pretty for him to be very... And plus he just looks like he's really angry at his hand or something. Yeah. I know it's a legendary album, I'm sure, but yeah, anyway. They're still looking pretty tough these days. We get some quality outfits and... Yeah, they got some good evil eyes. I appreciate that the effort. The old upside down cross there is pretty... Well, upside down Jesus, not even on the cross. This one, I'm particularly big fan of this one because it's just nicely set up. You know, obviously in a ruin somewhere or something. Bit of smoke action. Not enough people use smoke in their photos. I like bands like this that put the effort into, you know... And plus they've got like matching outfits and old mate... Paul, whatever his name is, beard looking quite impressive. So yeah, that's another winner. They're still going with the quality scary pics. Old mate on the left there looks particularly alarmed or, you know, crazed. So yeah, good work. But the definite winner, and yeah, as you would imagine, I've had to censor this with Lord and Jesus. So, yeah. This is censored by Jesus, as you could say. This is from the As Tears of Blood Stain the Altar of Christ 7-inch, which I don't own, unfortunately. I wouldn't hold it up because then I'd get in trouble because I'd have to censor it. But yeah, my mate Mark owns this one. I know where he lives. I'm tempted to go break into his house and steal it. But yeah, look at this. I mean, obviously the real photo of that has, yeah, their manhood hanging out. Except old mate on the left is a bit tame, I've got to say. Yeah, you bloody commit, mate. Jeez. So, yeah, covered in blood and the corpse paint and just looking all round evil. Old mate on the right just doing the whole, hey, look at everything. Hello, ladies. It's and I'm pretty sure that's like a chalice of blood that the guy in the middle is holding. So, all round, beautiful picture. Alright, up next we have the mighty Sadistic Execution, all the way from Sydney. This crazy, crazy boys. And yeah, these guys would win, even if there wasn't a photo of them, just for being actual crazy guys. Tough as hell. So yeah, this is a very early one of them. Probably Magus sort of era. It looks pretty bloody good. We've got spiked armband, corpse paintage, chains, everything. It's looking pretty tough. Here's just a single shot of Rock, just looking classic Rock, holding a can of, is that VB or MB? Oh, it's VB, good work. But my actual winner, I mean, there's a ton of other good ZX photos, but my actual winner is probably this one. This is off We Are Death Fuck You, which is my favourite of their releases. It's just got everything in it. Yeah. Dave Slave with a bloody pig's nose, Sloth with his plate of, I don't even know what the hell that looks like, a pig's trotter, Rock with eyeliner for some reason and his mouth taped shut, and yeah, Chris Hayes looking horrible, probably with pins all through his arm. Oh yeah, it is, yeah, you can just see him holding a baby's doll. So yeah, it's just, yeah, quality SatX. Next up we have Sadistic Intent. Now this first one, this is a more recent one I think. Yeah, looking pretty tough. Honestly, I haven't actually seen that many photos of this band, but the winner for me is definitely this one. It's a classic one. I don't know, God knows what. It's probably on about 5 of their releases. It's a band that's never put out a bloody album. Get on it. Yeah, this is just gold. You know, you got the, again, more smoke. You got some bloody zombie, you know, evil claw action. A skull. Guy looking through his eyes, looking evil. It's just all round classic shot. That's it. That's death metal. I love that one. That's definite winner. Alright, next up, can't have one of these without Slayer. This first one, obviously this is very old Slayer. There's a lot of Slayer photos to choose from. I could have done a lot more than this, but I thought I'll go easy. That'll do. So yeah, this is very old. You can tell just from the stupid outfits and so on. But even with the stupid outfits, they look kind of tough. We move on pretty rapidly to the back of Rain and Blood. I love that photo. This one nearly won, I've got to say. Just from the sheer aggro, especially Tom Araya looks like he's about to bite off poor Jeff's face or something. But except for the fact that Dave Lombardo just looks like a stoned idiot grinning away. He could look like a crazed manic stoned idiot, but yeah, it just doesn't quite get there for all around tough guy. This one, again, I don't know when this era is from. I'd say probably Hellaweight sort of era. It's pretty classic. You got full spikes. The boys look pretty friggin' tough. Like, I don't think Tom Araya has ever taken a nice photo. What's his name? Jeff Hanneman looks particularly surly in this one. It's great. Kerry looking pretty tough. Yeah, it nearly won, but what did win? This ridiculous one from the very early days, 1983. The boys basically molesting Jeff Hanneman's girlfriend at the time, now, or then became his wife. You just can't go wrong. You got, like, I mean, sure, it's still their eyeliner era before they rather wisely dropped that side of things, but it still looks pretty tough. You know, Kerry, look at him, bloody hell. Spikes, he's got his dagger, blood coming out his mouth. Jeff looks, well, at least Jeff's the one groping his girlfriend, so that's a bit better. It looks like Tom's got a reasonable view, I don't know. And Dave over the top looking pretty evil. Yeah, that's a definite winner for me. I always love that picture. Pretty sure I have like a postcard of it, or maybe I cut it out of a magazine. It used to be on one of my folders for school. I used to have these like binders that had all my school notes or whatever in them, that covered in like stupid pictures like that basically. So yeah, Slayer always for the win. Up next we have Finnish sort of black and doom sort of weird band, Unholy. There's not actually that many photos I could find of these guys. There's this first one of them just young, looking pretty normal. There's a good bit of, hiding behind the hair, evil action, but mostly just sort of weird looking. Then there's the more recent one since they reformed, which is just kind of weird. From say Tough particularly, for some reason wearing their bowler hats, or I don't know if they're going for a Clockwork Orange look or something, but at any rate, that leads me on to their actual winner, which I'm sure if you know Unholy, you'll know exactly what I'm about to pick. This is from their From the Shadows, first album. It's a special one, you could say. I appreciate the fact that this is just so out there and weird. Old mate on the left looks reasonably normal from he's got a bit of the Martin Eric Ain sort of look to him, the evil look, a bit of corpse paint. But the other ones just looks, especially the guy with the really white face, second from the right, just looks alien. I love it. It's such an impressive picture, aside from the outfits as well. It's just a very weird photo. I bought that CD, or the CD version, when it came out, because it was on good old Lethal Records, same record label that ripped off Alchemist. Probably ripped off Unholy as well, but yeah, it's legendary Black Doom, weird, crazy album. But yeah, that photo is just like, what is going on there? So yeah, that's a definite winner of one of the weirdest photos out there, I reckon. Apparently it was shot at I was reading on their Facebook, it was shot in Austria at a Buddhist temple, which I'll put up a picture of, which is what you can see in the background, and apparently a monk sort of shooed them away after they took the photo. So for a while, I don't know if they still are, but the band themselves were selling like t-shirts with that on it. I really should have bought one. I don't think I did. I bought one with the proper cover of From the Shadows, which is pretty killer in itself, but yeah, it's no four guys in weird cloaks looking like aliens. Great work. I really appreciate that. Boys, excellent. And lastly, for the best ones, but definitely not least, Mighty Venom. We'll start with this one. This is the back cover of Welcome to Hell. I always loved that picture. I got this album a long, long time ago. That picture's friggin' killer. I like the quality reflection action. He's got a nice hatchet, and the other boys are like fighting over an axe for some, like a medieval-looking axe for some reason. That's a classic start. But yeah, the Venom, very photogenic band. There's been many a photo taken of these guys. This era is particularly good. There's a heap of photos from this photo shoot, I think, just with giant weapons of them looking very dramatic at God knows where, but I don't know if is that a Psy one? No, I can see nunchucks on Mantis's belt. Mantis was a martial arts instructor, so he probably knew what he was doing with the nunchucks, but yeah, he quite regularly had sort of, like Psy or swords and all sorts of stuff. This next one, quality bit of sacrifice action. We got some, Baden with his sunnies, got studded belts, bit of bullet belt, nice dagger, and hairy chests, no less. Yeah, that's a pretty classic one. This next one, this was one nearly one, I've got to say. This is just friggin' killer. You got, quality flames, you got bones there. Mantis looks pretty tough with all sorts of weird leather outfits on. I don't know if they raided Rob Halford's closet or something or other for some of this work. Baden with the quality power stance, but Kronos in the middle, that's a winner. He's got mouth open, blood gushing, hair everywhere. Some reason he's got like jorts on, like jeans shorts, upside down cross, big boots. That's a classic, I gotta say. This next one I think this looks probably pretty shit on the screen, but this would be from about the same era. I really like Abaddon's sort of whip that he's holding, and Mantis with a sword, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty classy. This next one is my favourite individual shot. I just had to put this in here because it's just beautiful. Strangely, he doesn't seem to have any particular weapons on him, which is weird, but he's got, yeah, that's Mantis, the guitarist. I don't really need to say much more. It's just beautiful. And I mean, even the later era, this is like Venom Inc. as they are, so that's Mantis on the left and Demolition Man in the middle. I can't remember who the guy on the right is, but I don't think that's Abaddon. Maybe it is. But yeah, I'm appreciative of Demolition Man's glower power, you could say. That's the quality looking down his nose at the crowd, but the photographer. But my actual winner, I'd say, and it's the back cover of Possessed. It's a bit of a weird kind of shot. It's like double exposed, or two versions sort of merged together. I'll put it up on the screen, but I don't know. There's just something about it. I've always loved just how sort of ridiculous it is. Like mega splits doing by Kronos. That man must have been pretty limber. And again, there's Mantis has got his size. Abaddon with his weird white boots. Plus he's looking pretty tough with his machete, but yeah, Kronos in the middle, just both faces. He's just that's toughness. Mega splits, got some dagger in his belt or something or other. Giant red boots. Oh, it's beautiful. As I said, there's a lot of Venom pictures to choose from. I probably could have picked a lot of other ones, but that one is my favourite, I reckon. It's an underrated album and just hilarious picture. Alright, here's a couple of honourable mentions. Firstly, we've got Bestial Mockery. Giant chainsaw. Old mate zombie on the left. Guy in a gas mask. Just random guy falling backwards on the right. It's a winner, except for the fact that chainsaw, that chain, it's not tight enough. What are you doing, mate? That's bad workmanship. But yeah, overall, pretty bloody impressive. These guys' brutality, they were getting there pretty good. They got some aggro looks, especially the shorter guys. We're pretty freaking tough. Don't mess with us. They're moving on. They've got some pretty tough glowering action going on, especially the old mate in the middle with the slightly stupid hair. That one is not helped by the fact they're obviously in a photo studio. It really doesn't add to the brutality of it all. But then, yeah, it kind of goes and spoils it with the old mate with the stupid hair and shirtless. I don't know. They lost me there, unfortunately. So, just in the honourable mentions, boys. Sorry. Next is desultory Swedish death metal. Pretty average photo of most of the boys, but old mate in the middle, that's a friggin' glower. I'll try to zoom in. That guy looks tough. That's tough as hell. Good work. This shot, this is Enslaved, Norwegian, once black metal, now psychedelic black metal. I'm not sure what the hell they do these days. This is from their Frost era, and this is beautiful. That helmet and the killer stuff. You got what's his name, Trime on the left with a sword and slightly stupid leathery outfit, but old mate in the middle, as I'm assuming you're supposed to be like an executioner or something, but it looks kind of even worse, the individual shots on the back of Frost. Yeah. I shouldn't laugh. He's a talented bloke, but yeah, that's some quality action. But yeah, for the helmet alone, and I mean that good old Enslaved, they, as you can see, they take a damn good photo. They put the effort in. Now that must be sort of Eld era, I think. I like the whole, probably drinking mead in that cup. There's shields. Not enough shields in metal. There's swords and axes and shit. Needs more shields. So that's a winner. Got to mention the boys Gehenna, because yeah, they're likely lads. But yeah, I like that train track action one. They don't look particularly tough. They look a little silly, really, but it's still a great shot. I had to put this next one in. Again, none of the band look tough. It looks kind of ridiculously stupid, really. I always love in those band photos where everyone's got their guitars, and then the drummer's just like, "Oh, I got 2 sticks." I mean, it's probably better than carrying a snare around with you or something, but it just always looks a bit silly. But yeah, that shot with the kangaroos is, I mean, I know they're Aussie metal legends, but and that's on the back of the Hobbs album, of classic that it is, but so, anyway. What's this next? Oh, Holocausto. This is, I didn't really delve much into the South American side of things. Sepultura had a good batch of photos, and obviously Sarcophago, bloody hell. But this one, I like this one. He's got a halberd, I think. A big friggin' axe is impressive, and plus a guy in full camo. You can't go wrong there. Good old Holocausto. This next band, I know nothing about them. It's Impurity. Just that photo. That's gold. You got evil Uncle Fester on the left. And you got tall, weird guy with the very odd-looking upside-down cross. I don't know if that skull's attached to it or if he's just holding it or what. But yeah, goat's head on the altar. Class. All class. This Iron Maiden one, this isn't tough at all. This is quite the opposite of tough, I've got to say, really. But it's bloody awesome. This is from the Somewhere in Time album, and just them with all their futuristic stuff. Like, you can't quite see it all that well, but there's like a hoverfoil, yeah. Anyway, one of those hovering weird things in the background, and they've just got their strange equipment. Classic. This Mantis one, probably should have got them in. This is Mantis, like pre-death. This probably should have got them in there, but I don't know, it's a little silly as well. But Cam in the middle looks particularly tough on that one, so it's a definite winner for me. Master's Hammer, again, this is a band that probably could have explored a little more. They have some quality setup shots like this one. The next one's pretty damn good as well, with a bit of cauldron action. For some reason they've got this tendency where one of the members like dressed up in like King Diamond makeup, like on his face. I don't know why. For like proper band photos, not just like them dicking around in the pub or anything. It's like, okay, whatever you want to do, sure, mate, go for it. This next one's Maniac Butcher. I think they're like Czech or something or other. Band I don't particularly know much about, but the fact that they've got like what looks like a floor rug with their logo on it, and just, yeah, the two fellas on the left and right edges with all their spikes and that guitar, it's, yeah, quality work. Looking very tough, but again, the tall guy's kind of smiling and spoils it a bit. The honourable mentions, I'll just throw in this individual photo. It's against the rules, but hey, it's Jeff Hanneman. It's Slayer. Because that's just an awesome picture. It's off the back of Show No Mercy. But, I don't know, he looks tough as bloody hell, holding the upside down cross, killer looking Les Paul. It's all working there, even with the slightly weird short hair and the eyeliner, but it's still working bloody well for that. So yeah, it's some killer stuff. And here we have the fails. This is bands not looking well. Some of the band looking tough, but usually someone's spoiling it. So we'll start with this carbonized one, because yeah, prime example. 3 guys on the left, looking not particularly tough. Kind of silly, really, but they look a bit bored, to tell the truth. But yeah, old mate on the right, who I think was the drummer, is just, yeah, I have no idea what he's wearing, and he's having way too much fun to be in a metal band. So killer band, but yeah, that's an odd shot, to say the least. Next up, we have this weird shot of Carcass with their shopping. I'm not sure if they just happened to stop and there was a photographer around, but I have seen other shots from this, what looks like this photo shoot, where they're posing properly, so yeah, not sure what's going on there, but I've always appreciated about Carcass that they weren't like the dead serious sort of guys. They were kind of having a bit of fun with it, and as you can see from the next photo, definitely having a bit of fun with it. I mean, I'm sure that's on tour in Mexico or somewhere or other, just let's take a silly photo. But yeah, I like that one. I don't mind it when a band takes a piss. But next up we have Cynic. Now, they're particularly good band of not looking particularly tough, but there's cute dogs in this photo, so I'll let them pass on that one. So yeah, they were never going to be in the tough guy section, that's for sure. And as based on their music, it's probably fair enough. But yeah, cute dogs. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in this photo at all. This is Deicide, obviously. Covered in what looks like strawberry jam or something or other. There are like shots of them trying to look serious with these stupid face paint stuff on. And then there's this one of them just smiling, looking like idiots. So, Deicide were going to be in my main best ones, but they weren't really that great of photos. They were really good from the milk crate point of view, but there was a lot of good individual ones of Glenn Benton looking kind of crazed, but there weren't actually that many really great, still, band photos where they look tough and not covered in strawberry jam. Next up, Emperor. Like, again, I didn't do... They've got some good black metal ones, like, usually they're older sort of ones, like they got some pretty freaking silly ones as well. This one, I mean, it's an individual shot of the San, I'm assuming, and it's actually quite a nice shot, except for the fact he's holding one of those like little tiki torches. One thing I dislike in band photos and is just the use of candles. Like, usually to me, it looks kind of stupid. If you're gonna have fire, have like a big friggin', stick of wood wrapped in, material with huge torch flaming sort of thing, not stupid little candles. And yeah, that one looks even worse with like your backyard tiki torch thing that you buy at Bunnings. So I can never take that photo seriously. It's ridiculous. Next up is some band called Evol that I just saw the picture and went, hey, what's going on there? We got pretty attempted tough guy looking on the left and the right, and then the woman in the middle just sort of she kind of looks like she's had enough of their shit already. Not particularly. Maybe she's trying to look tough. I don't know, but it doesn't particularly work overall. Aside from the guy's nail polish doesn't work very well either. So next up we have good old what are they called? Goat Lord. And this is sort of an evil picture. The guys on the right look kind of tough, but all of them look kind of constipated or they're in the middle of taking a shit or something. Especially the guy on the left, he looks very constipated, like he really doesn't want to be there particularly. So, yeah, not a winner in my book. This next band, Infernal Majesty, killer old, I think, Canadian thrash band. Bloody good, their main album, None Shall Defy, whatever it's called, it's friggin' killer. They got all the spikes and bloody bullet belts and all sorts of shit going on. And then they've got, like, glam guy hairstyle, like, huge bouffant. No idea what's going on there. Always ridiculous. As I said, on record, sounds heavy as hell. Nothing like glam about them in the slightest, but except for their hair. Plus, old mate on the left looks a little kind of odd as well with all those chains. Anyway, next up we've got very early Catatonia. This is not even very. This is probably, I'd say, around just before Brave Murder Day, maybe. So probably after the first album. The boys on the left with their look at us, we're Dracula with sunglasses on, looking tough. That looks pretty tough. You got some nice daggers on bloody Black Heim there. And then you got the guy on the right with like a suit on, his hair tied back. He just looks really awkward and like he's got a very long neck, and it's an awkward picture. Plus the suit doesn't look to fit him properly. Yeah, anyway, not a winner. And Morbid Angel, admittedly, they take a lot of photos. I did post that not so good modern one. This is like them in sort of Covenant era, I'm assuming, as it's a 3-piece. And Dave Vincent looks pretty tough. Pete looks bloody tough. And then Trey's wearing a bright yellow friggin' shirt. I don't know what's going on there. He stands out, I'll give him that, but it's not helping Trey. This next band, I've no idea about them. They're probably good. Maybe that's just a bad photo of the guy in the middle, who he's definitely got the look of a singer. I mean, he's got enough friggin' nails. Everything looks pretty friggin' tough about that picture, except for the look on his face. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. Maybe it's the toughest picture ever, but yeah, he looks really dweeby. if you ask me. But again, ooh, looks like a very nailed... Is that his hand or is that his groin? Not really sure on that one. Happy for comments on that one below. Next up we have... who's this? Massacre. Went through a number of lineup changes over the years. That's pretty good. Again, Cam Lee and sort of crouching down in the front. He rarely takes a bad photo. He knows how to pose. He looks tough, but Bill Andrews behind him looks ridiculous. No idea what's going on there. Old mate on the left looks just like normal. Terry looks pretty tough, tall guy. And the guy with the like pitchfork on the right, yeah, is that... It looks like Alan West, I assume it is. Yeah, he looks... Well, he kind of looks like a guy off Blackadder who... I think he worked in like... He was in the first season, he was like a torture guard or something. Maybe he's off the young ones, I don't know. He looks stupid. Then we move on to more Massacre, and we've got like Rick Ross with his hair. It was always a little special. Cam looks, yeah, not that tough there. And then you got, I assume that's a very young Terry Butler on the right, I don't know. But yeah, Bill Andrews in the back looking like an idiot again. Totally spoiling the shot, so that's a fail. And thankfully, yeah, he's proper Massacre. They learn, they train Terry up into how to look grim, or, you know, at least blank-faced. So that's a quality one. This next one's Morgue. I kind of like this picture because it's kind of stylish, them sitting in a grave, or standing in a grave, but it's also kind of silly as well, so yeah. I don't like this band. This is Nocturnus, and they look even stupider when they're all wearing shorts. An old mate's got a, like, you know, athletic shirt on there, and they're smiling, and it's sunny, and I do appreciate the bad 80s sunnies on the guy in the background, but overall, yeah, no. This one looks pretty good overall, until you notice the guy on the right is not corpse paint. I'm not a fan of bands that have, like, 3 out of the 4 members are wearing corpse paint, and then there's, like, just schlubby guy in the background who's like, no, I didn't want to wear corpse paint. This one, you know, the guys on the left have all got weapons. You know, old mate on the far left's got 2 bloody axes. And then, yeah, you got old schlubby mate on the right, metal shirt, jeans, no leather, no corpse paint, no weapons. Slack. This is Resurrection from Texas. I think they're from Texas. That probably is alright that they're wearing shorts, but yeah, it doesn't. You know, they've got some attempted good power stances in there. You got a couple of, you know, legs apart. Got the old groin thrust in the middle guy. You know, a couple of arms folded, but yeah, shorts? Nah, it ain't working, fellas. Sorry. This is Sabbath. I was going to include them because they do take a damn good photo at times, but except for the fact that old mate's, whatever his name is, I can't remember his name. He's the main guy. Always wearing his friggin' undies. Like, they're leather undies, sure. There's no, like, you know, nothing hanging out or anything, but nah. There's worse pictures I could have put up that I'm just like, nah. Sorry, mate. And then we move to good old Sepultura in their very early days of when they're, like, super young. So that's, like, Max on the left, Igor on the right. Looks about friggin' 12, probably is about 12, with his backwards swastika on his helmet. Oh, yeah. They've apologised for that. I think they just thought it was evil, so which is fair enough. He's pretty bloody young, and that's I think that's what's his name, Wagner from Sarcophago in the middle. He's looking friggin' evil. I'll give him that. The man really takes a bad photo as well, and I mean actually, Max doesn't look too bad in that pic, but Igor, the fact he's like about 12 is not helping matters. As you can see, they improved. Gyro had some quality posing action going on there. That was getting a lot better. And then you get to this ultimate one. I probably could have included this in the best one. This is my favourite of their early era sort of stuff. You know, they're looking pretty grim there. Good sort of spread legs, power stance action going on. It's quality. There's probably a church in the background there somewhere. After this, Sepultura are really disappointing. There's like a million photos of them, and they're all just like standing there posing normally or smiling. Slack. This is a band called Sorrow. It's like Death Doom band from America somewhere. I've got this CD somewhere, and I probably partly bought it because I knew it was pretty heavy. And I mean, it's pretty reasonable EP, I think. But I also bought it for that crazy, stupid band photo with like Buffhead, Poodle Boy on the left, bald, sort of tough guy with the Dharma glasses on the right, and then yeah, very not meeting in the middle, moustache guy in the middle, with his like jorts on as well, with friggin' pubes up the wazoo. It's not a best look. And last but definitely not least, they were one of the winners, but they're also one of the losers for, I don't know what era of Venom this was, but I don't really want to know what era it was because it don't look great. Aside from the fact that Kronos' pants, well, you know, somewhat similar to the bloke on the left's shirt. Yeah, there's too much hair, too much bouffant, and not enough weapons or blood or looking tough. That ain't looking tough, sorry fellas. So that was my hopefully somewhat humorous look at heavy metal band photos. There's plenty more out there, and yeah, you wouldn't believe how long it freaking took me to source all this crap. Even though I pinched half of it from Facebook, there's just, yeah. So if anyone's got any handy high definition libraries of this sort of stuff, feel free to send me a link. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this or not. I do have plans for more. There's a good batch of bands in the, you know, next time one. You know, you got your bit of Bathory, bit of Sodom, bit of Beherit, and yeah, I might loosen up the old black metal reins a bit more. Plus, I mean, I haven't even got to more modern bands, so yeah. Feel free to add some suggestions below for any upcoming videos, because yeah, this was kind of fun. And yeah, as I said, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek and a bit rude for some of these bands, but I do really seriously appreciate a good, tough-looking photo. So yeah, next video will probably be a collection update, because yeah, there's a large pile of crap over there that I have to talk about. So yeah, I'll see you again soon. Cheers.